Hello. Hey, thanks, Calvin. Thanks, Rashana. Amazing. So, thank you for coming. My name is Nato Thompson, Chief Curator at Creative Time. It's exciting to be here in Bed-Stuy, in the Boys and Girls High School campus, in this incredible auditorium. Back to school. I haven't been to high school in a long time. I didn't even like high school, frankly. But these students are amazing. And, this summit is about this concept called curriculum. We did it as part of the Venice Biennale in August. That's pretty fancy. That's a fancy thing. Creative Time got really fancy. We got to be in the art world for a while there, in the limelight in August, sweating. But in that iteration, I would say, we kind of took on this concept of curriculum on a meta level. It was more knowledge. How do you come to know the world? What forces produce the space by which you come to know the world? So it was kind of curriculum in a real meta sense. And it was a beautiful event. So we go from Venice, Biennale, to BGHS in Bed-Stuy. And they're very different places. And they have very different politics. But I think they're part of a dynamic, right? Because we're talking about power. We're talking about who has power. We're talking about who doesn't have power. We're talking about who should have power. We're talking about how is power adjudicated. And all this is clearly involved in the concepts of knowledge production or curriculum. So just to say, sorry, this is very site-specific. It's not accidental we're here. We started a relationship with this school last year as part of a collaboration with the Weeksville Heritage Center. Give it up for Weeksville. We did a project with 4 artists on a show called Funk God, Jazz and Medicine, Black Radical Brooklyn, where we paired an artist with a site of black self-determination in the neighborhood here. And one of those sites is where we are now, which is this high school. And we paired the incredible artist Zenobia Bailey with a class here. And thus started a kind of relationship with Stanley Kennard and then eventually the principals here and faculty and students. And it's important in a struggle in a city that's not only gentrifying, quote unquote, whatever that means, but certainly it's about equity, about real estate, it's about finance. But it's also about race and class and knowledge production, and it's certainly hitting home in this neighborhood right now, right? Right. I'm not saying we're gonna, what's that? Yeah, the rent is too damn high. Thank you, Jimmy. Is Jimmy McMillan in this room? Certainly had a talk with him last night. The rent is too damn high. I actually live in Philly, not to give a shout out to my people down there. But just to say, here we are, and we're going to talk about curriculum, but we're going to, in this iteration, it's not meta. We're really kind of trying to dig our fingers, our thoughts into the concept, specifically about the instruments of education, specifically K through 12. Damn. I blew through that. K through 12, university, privatization of education, student debt, charter school, public school, privatization of the city, neoliberalization of our lives, self-determination of the curriculum versus standardization. And also, it is an arts conference about the kind of production of knowledge that is, I think, the kind of aspirations of art in and of itself, which is the production of a space to produce kind of knowledge between each other and through each other. Certainly, I want to give a shout out, I know it's a little ahead of time, to Stodelot from St. Petersburg, who did these incredible banners around us. We've got kind of biker Paulo Freire looking down on us over here, getting our radical pedagogy on. So I'm out of time, and as a kind of moderator, it's important that I stay on time. So I would like to introduce a hero of mine, as I did live in the Bay Area for some time. Radical poet, playwright, film writer, screen producer, musician, actor, and revolutionary. Give it up for Boots Riley.